Blog Talk Radio.
Alternative facts.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. At 12:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, numerous unidentified objects of unknown intent and unknown origin were detected at high altitudes over multiple locations of Earth's outer space by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, and these objects are presumed to be some form of controlled aircraft. It is not known if more of these aircraft will arrive, or if they will attempt entering Earth's atmosphere. United States citizens are encouraged to monitor local media outlets, as more updates will follow as information becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Attacks by the undead have been reported in several states across the country. The dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the human race. At this time, it is expected that more attacks of this nature will occur in several other states in the next few hours. The intent behind their attack is unknown at this time. He has been observed that a byte or exchange of fluids is a method of transmission. This is an extremely dangerous situation if they crave the taste of human flesh. It is not known whether this event will last for hours, days, or even longer. Stay calm, as authorities have been dispatched to deal with these creatures. An all-clear siren will be sounded when this situation is under control. Pacific Standard Time, nor is detected a long-range nuclear missile launcher. This missile is believed to be headed in the direction of all residents within a 400-mile radius of this area should seek a fallout shelter immediately.
Welcome to Within the Chaos with your host, Rodney, the Viking Shortridge. I want to give a big old shout out to the Facebook paranormal groups that allow us to post our shows on their pages and helping us to get the word out about all of our guests. If anyone would like to speak to Black Diamond Paranormal Society, BDPS, to discuss your paranormal questions or issues, go to our website at blackdiamondps.org or email blackdiamondps@yahoo.com. As always, our services are free.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can listen in by calling 516-387-1922, or you can go to the Vibe Radio Network website at blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. For deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for listening to Within the Chaos. My name is Rodney Shortridge, and I'll be your host tonight. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousins up in Ohio, Jennifer and Joe Shortridge of 222 Paranormal. If you get a chance, check out their talk show. You can find them on Facebook under 222 Paranormal.
Have your devices just randomly stopped working? Are you having IT trouble? Not to worry, Mead's PC Repair Shop can help. We also offer IT support too, including website hosting. We are now also offering full event management services. To find out more, contact our friendly customer service team who will gladly help in any situation. Just call 276-880-8900, or if you prefer, you can stop by our shop at 1089 St. Clair Street, Oakwood, Virginia, 24631 by appointment only, or by visiting the website at meadspcshop.com for more information. Thank you.
Phantom Fest 2019 is hosted and sponsored by Black Diamond Paranormal Society, Blog Talk Radio within the Chaos and Elk Garden School Community Ministry. The Phantom Fest is geared for the like-minded and enthusiasts and researchers in the fields of the paranormal, UFOs, cryptozoology, comics, horror films, gamers, cosplay, metaphysical, spiritual, artists, authors, ancient civilizations, tattoo artists, unexplained mysteries, superheroes, FX horror artists, steampunk, costume contest, sci-fi and so much more. The fest offers a unique and interesting outlook on the abnormal. The Phantom Fest will be held on November 2nd, 2019 at the Russell County Conference Center, 139 Highland Drive, Lebanon, Virginia. Starting at 10 a.m. and going to 6 p.m. Tickets are $7 per person, ages 0 to 6 are free. 4 tickets can be reduced to $5 per person with 2 non-perishable food items, to be donated to the Elk Garden School Community Ministry to help families during the Thanksgiving season. Any non-perishable food donations will be happily received. Also, we will have a free costume contest for all ages. Guest speakers, returning this year, Bill and Chris Reap of Reap Investigations, giant researcher Heather Arnold. New to this year's Phantom Fest guest speakers, Dave Spinks, Ron Whitehead, Jake Fife, Chad Zumwalt and Whitney Benson, Amy Green, Barry Gaunt, Cosplay Bridget Baker, CNC Paranormal Investigations, Dennis Estlock, GORGIS Girls Heather Taylor and Micah Taylor, Haunted MD Donald Molnar, Lucky Belcamino, Michelle Magner, and Rebecca Smoot. Special appearances by Cosplay Bridget Baker, Martial Arts Christian Yaya Thompson and Token Nihilist Cosplay, Arthur Stump, Grace Ann Lehman, Raphael Bertiz and the Whiteville Ghostbusters. Find us on Facebook Phantom Fest, www.facebook.com/phantomfest. Our website, www.phantomfest.org. Our email, phantomfest1@yahoo.com. For more information, please contact Rodney Shortridge at 276-970-1456 or Josh Mead at 276-880-8900 extension 1259.
Well, howdy, everybody. I hope everybody had a good week. And I'm enjoying this cool weather. I know we got a hurricane that's heading down towards Florida, and we wish them well and hope everything works out and no one gets hurt. And they can just sit back and enjoy some nice, cool, rainy weather and not nothing bad happen. But beyond that, tonight our special guest is the beautiful, and I hope I say her name right, Sylwia Giza. Sylwia has many titles. She is a mystic, visionary, alchemist, clairvoyant, energy healer, empath, artist, poet, spiritual counselor, mentor, life coach, relationship guide, grid worker, light worker, and an environmentalist. So we're going to try to find out all about this tonight. So without any further ado, it's my honor to introduce the multi-talented Sylwia. Hello, Sylwia, and thank you for joining us tonight. It's an honor for us to have you on the show. I hope you're there and you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you just fine.
Okay, so I'm fine. Because, I didn't hear you before, so I was thinking that maybe I am, because I was in the mountain. And I'm like, okay, probably you don't hear me, so I have to go out from the mountain so you can hear me,
Okay. I'm in the middle of the mountains here in the Appalachian Mountains, so.
But I was not sure. I was not sure if you can hear me. So, hello, my beautiful people, and my name is Sylwia, Sylwia Giza, Giza.
Okay. Well, I apologize for mispronouncing it, but I have been practicing it for a couple of days, hoping I was saying it right. But
because it's W, it's Polish V, you know what I mean? So it's Sylwia. It's pronounced like regular, like Sylwia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that explains a lot. So, well.
So how are you?
I'm fine. I'm enjoying this cool weather we're having out here on the East Coast. It's been kind of cool the past few days.
So where are you exactly? In Virginia?
Yeah, I live in Virginia. I'm on that little part of Virginia that's near West Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and North Carolina.
Okay. So I've been in Virginia one time, and I was on the river on the kayak, and with 3 people, and I fall down from the kayak, and the river took me, and my friends told me if you fall down from the kayak, then you have to put your feet up and your hands up. So I was doing this, and I was like, river took me, and there was like a big rock, and then thank God that, my friend catch my hand and just took me because I would probably go down,
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't do kayak. I don't do the water thing. I just shower.
But there was very, this water was very, exciting, okay?
Uh-huh.
So,
well, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And the one thing I was wanting to ask you about, especially where I read in your bio, is about your connection with the divine. What in your opinion, what is the divine and your connection with it, and how has it affected your life?
Divine for me, it's I get connection. I am kundalini or activated person. So my kundalini activated in 2010, but I got pre-activation, all kinds of symptoms since 2007, and I started to actually talk about since 2007 on Facebook, and because I got all kinds of different experience and strange experience that I didn't know this is divine, because I thought divine is like a God sitting somewhere before, there was like a man and, with the beard, and this is God before, this is what I knew. But I didn't believe this so much, but I just believed that there is God, from when I was little. And from the little I got connection to God, but I didn't know how the God looks, right? And when I started meditating in 2000, I started meditating. So since that I meditate for probably 10 years, and I was always praying to have great connection to God. And my mantra and affirmation every day was, I am pure divine love, and I have great connection to God. And then one day this energy wake up in me, and there was profound experience. So I can talk about this later, all kinds of symptoms what I had. But this feeling of divine for me is everything. So it's everything, and it's consciousness, and everything is connected to everything. Mm-hmm. For me, this is divine.
Oh, okay.
And this is like a intelligence, so knows everything more than you know, because we don't know anything,
Yeah, that's true.
And so for me, divine is consciousness, but it's intelligence, it's sacred geometry form, and it's intelligence, and it knows everything, and it's pure divine, it's pure love. and I can see even how, this energy looks inside the body. Like, that's why, there is a lot of symbols of triangles, because in the body, when it's awakening the body, it's a triangle symbols with the light inside, okay? And this energy is always like constantly moving, and it's always creating, okay? And depends what kind of thoughts we have, this energy is like transforming everything, other geometric form for other geometric form to different actually realities, So it's very important how we think, and you see from the beginning I'm just starting from that, because always I actually spread the knowledge about thinking, positive thinking, right? But it's very important, how we think, because this intelligence, this creation, this sacred geometric form, which is all God, it's actually always moving, and it's moving whatever we are thinking. So our thoughts create reality, but it's connection with this whole sacred geometric forms. So God is great mathematician, okay?
Okay. Well, I know you do a lot of traveling.
Yes.
Has any of your travels connected you more with the divine?
For example, my energy starts, from my mind, because you can connect with the divine through your mind. Because I can actually, Trinity, it's like thoughts, like we can actually look at it like this, like when they teach you in churches or in all kinds of religion, like Trinity. What is Trinity? Trinity is like God, you can see as a thought. Word, you can see as a Son of God. And the Spirit, Holy Spirit, is the feeling. So whatever you're thinking, speaking, and feeling, the same, everything is the same, balance, harmony, then the Spirit goes to the universe and creates for you, okay? Mm-hmm. So I was always like mindfulness. I am always because, my moon is in Capricorn, and I am a Cancer, so I was always into feelings. I am double Cancer, and moon is in Capricorn, so I have like double feelings, and I am like extra sensitive, so I can feel things from the far, and especially when kundalini is awakening me, I can feel even more, so I can predict all kinds of things. I can see the future because I am extra sensitive, so I read like whole consciousness around me. And then I can know. But about your questions, I was always about the mindfulness. So I always was thinking positive, and I always do affirmation. For about 20 years, do affirmation. So when I connect with the mind, because people say that the most important is the heart, but mind is actually, through your mind you can connect to the God, because you can program your mind, but your mind is also your nervous system, parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. It's also Akashic records. It's also Merkaba, which is your vehicle, which you can travel to all kinds of dimensions. And also is your aura. So this is your mind. So this mind contains your heart, okay? So I'm always saying the mind is the most important, because through the mind you can program this nervous system, and you can program your brain and everything for whole your body for connection to God. And then the spirit in you, because spirit, everybody has spirit, right? And everybody has the light inside. So the more you actually do the affirmation, the closer this creation is happening for you. So, for example, when I think that I am great connection to God, I am very clearly, quickly can feel connection to God. You know what I mean? Just by the thought. When I think about this, you know, and then the feeling comes very quickly, you know. So it doesn't matter where are you on the world. The most important is your thought, how you think. You know, I'm talking about you, which is we, general, right? Mm-hmm. So, for example, I know that from astrology, that when we go to different part of the world, there is more potent energy, which is more powerful energy, because the energy is there is like some kind of chakras on the earth, right? And for example, there is like Atlantia, Mu, and Lemuria, and Atlantida, right? How you say in English, Atlantida? So in those places you can connect and you can gain the memory to connection to God, and you can gain memory through, for example, who you are in the past life, and some kind of like places in the earth you got better connection, and you got all different connections. For example, in one place you have a connection for love. Another place you got connection for the divine, which is Neptune connection, and then you got like deeper connection. Some places you have like a connection to be secluded, so you don't have help from anybody, and you are just by yourself. You know what I mean? So all kinds of places got different grids, and you can, from your astrology, you get different connection to different parts of your part of the world. But and then you can even check from astrology where is good place to be for you to be. For example, Prescott is very good place for me to be because I have Jupiter here and I get expansion. So even if I live right now in the forest for 2 weeks, I want to experience this, and I know from my spirit that I have to experience this, because before, when I was living sometimes on Kauai, on the beaches, I was living always with some people. I was never by myself. I was with my brother or with my boyfriend, so I was never by myself. But right now I'm totally by myself, and I want to experience this, and I knew from my spirit that spirit guides me there, so I can be in the nature by myself, so I can actually ground more right now, especially right now because the moon is in Virgo, which is we need to ground our energies, So when we listen to the spirit shows us and guides us where we're supposed to be in what time, right? For example, I was guided to go. I came to United States in '93. Then I was there for 20 years. I was very successful real estate agent and have lots of money, and I have everything what I can imagine, beautiful house, boats, Porsches, blah, 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 all kinds of beautiful, things. But later the spiritual energy comes, and usually the energy is changing every 13 years. So the spiritual energy came, which actually I'm very spiritual since I was like, a little child, because I could feel this energy on my back when I was even like 6 or 7. And I have also experienced when I was young with this energy when my hand closed for like 1 or 2 weeks and I couldn't open my hand, for example, because I have, like some trauma, because I thought that my mom took the penicillin and she was allergic, and I thought that she's going to die. So I got like trauma from that, and I closed my hands and I couldn't open my hands. So this is one of the symptoms of the kundalini in the body, you see. So kundalini is evolutionary energy in human body, in each human body, and when it's awakened, actually transform the human body on all levels, and human body is actually aware of multidimensionality. Okay, so we can see other dimensions and then detect. But you see, I already talk dimensionally because I changed the subject from from the places right now to the kundalini, but it's okay. So I return there. I come back there later. Okay. So, so when kundalini awaken, we can see other dimensions, and other dimensions. This is also our chakras. So whatever, for example, when kundalini is on the third chakra, and usually in human, all of the people, usually kundalini is on the third chakra when human actually is working on their emotions, and they are very emotional, for example, right? So they can actually, that kundalini, that I know at this time, that kundalini is on the third chakra when people are emotional. They have a lot of anger and all kinds of emotion, negative emotions. When the kundalini goes to heart chakra, the people usually love everything, love everybody, love everything, and so this is the sign that kundalini is on the heart chakra. And when kundalini actually across the heart chakra and go up higher, then the kundalini is activated, and then we can see those two energies in the body, which is female and male energy in the body, and they start to work on our bodies, clear the nervous system, parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, and start to clearing all the bodies, physical, mental, emotional, astral, eternal bodies, and in the same time we start to see all the dimensions. Wherever kundalini is clearing, we can see other dimensions, and there is no time, we can see past and we can see future, okay? But everything is in our nervous system. So our body is the temple for God, and it's very important to be very, very, very gentle with this body, because the more we are gentle with this body, with our body, the faster energy kundalini can activate in our body, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to be very, very gentle. And so if someone wants to activate kundalini, it's very important to be gentle with yourself and to love yourself. And the more you love yourself, the closer you are, faster to awaken kundalini, because God is love. So we need to become love to become as God or as Jesus, because there is a lot of like Christian or Catholic, and they see Jesus, and I also see Jesus as a person to learn from, so we can become the same like Jesus and even more, right? And we can have the same consciousness, and we can do the same stuff what Jesus was doing, right? So Jesus basically has kundalini activated, okay? And he was kundalini activated person, and that's why he was teaching all of this stuff. And usually he was teaching through I am, because whatever we say I am, we already create. This is God in action. So that's why, for example, Christian people, when they say something from Bible, they always say I am, I am, I am. But this is good for them because they are actually programmed their mind and their body for whatever they say after I am, right? So this is good. So any religion for me is good, and I love all the religion, and the goal for everybody is to love everything and everyone, right? Because whoever is in front of you, or in front of us, this is us, right? In the other form.
Okay. Well, have you ever been to any megalithic or ancient sites that you've been able to feel or
yes.
Receive any energy from?
Yes. But let me remember. I went to Kauai because I was guided to go from Chicago to Kauai. When this energy activated in me, I went to Kauai, and I was actually 2 years, I was in samadhi over there. So that was for me, but that was only for me. There was actually not for me. There was for a lot of people. There was 5 dimension, because Kauai is 5 dimension. So it's a very strong energy over there. So, for example, when I went there, I was in samadhi, like almost like 16 hours a day. I was in like a meditation. So I only just eat a little bit, and then I was in the meditation. So there was very strong energy for me. But and I also work on other dimensions there. So, for example, Spirit sent me there because I was working on. I was actually living, nobody wants to live in the part of Kauai where I was living. And Spirit puts me in the house over there. There was a brand new house, beautiful house with the horse on the backyard. And actually, I was living by military, and I was living by NASA. So my energy, because your show is about all kinds of how you call it?
Oh, what do you mean?
Your show is about all kinds of strange things happening, right, in the world?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so for example, my energy when I was in the samadhi, my energy was coming out from my body and was going to the government, and was going to the NASA, and was also going underground, where it's military bases, like not NASA, but it's like what's this other government institution which is underwater?
Underwater. That one I don't think I know.
NASA is up there, and underwater is, I forgot right now. So okay, so my energy was going to all this institution, and I was actually clearing this area over there, and also was clearing the area where it was GMO. And after when I left Kauai, 1 month later, the GMO was gone from Kauai. Okay, and also on Kauai there is lots of strange things happen. I saw, for example, on my backyard, I saw UFO, like a ball of light, and this ball of light was going on my backyard on the high of the light, street light, and I saw this and went behind the tree, and then later just disappeared like very quickly, like UFO. And then also when I meditate, I saw a lot of like strange things, kind of like some entity coming from the sky to the ground from other dimensions, and they are like actually very quickly disappear. So there is all kinds of creatures, we can see on other dimensions, but we cannot see through normal eyes, but when we into meditational stages, we can see more stuff. And I got always like experience with angels. So the angels, like when I was meditating, the angels like big, like maybe 6 foot or maybe even higher, angels come from the sky. And when they come to my dimension, they went to small size and they look like a geometric form, like a Merkabas. So I can see Merkabas, other dimensional being as a Merkaba, as a geometric forms, So, but when they come from the above, they are very huge, and when they come to our dimension, they are go low, to small size. Okay, So this Kauai, I could feel this is Mu, which is Lemurian. I could feel Lemurian energy over there. And before I went to Kauai, I got sign and all kinds of sign about Mu. I didn't know what is Mu, so I have to find out what is Mu. Then I find out it's Lemuria, and then when I went to Kauai, I could feel this energy from Lemuria, and I got some connection to Isis and also to Cleopatra, from this lineage. And when my Kundalini activated, I got a connection to Ramta. I got connection to lineage to Jesus, Saint Germain, and Babaji, and Yogananda. So they were my teachers. They always appear to me, and they teach me, from that other dimension, And they teach me telepathically about whatever I wanted to know.
So it sounds like what you're describing is out of body or astral projecting.
No. Our bodies, astral projection is totally different things, because astral projection, you go into meditation, and then you meditate, and then you can astral projection. In my situation, I can see this everything. I don't have to astral project. I just see that, I have my eyes open and I can see everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go to even meditation to do this. I just because the energy in the body, whatever the energy in the body is, I can see inside the body. So whatever the energy inside the body is doing, I can see what kind of blockages, what is doing, and then I can see what was that. But this process for me was finished because this process started in 2010. So there was 2 years ago this process finished. So I got totally different energy right now. I'm not so like before. I was very, very. I always was in meditation state, but right now I'm kind of went to this other state, which is more human state. Okay, before I was more saint state, but right now in more human state, and I want to actually spread this knowledge and teach people about how this energy works inside the body, because there is a lot of people who has this energy activated, but they don't know about this. And a lot of people who are in a psychiatric institution, they have this energy also activated through all kinds of drugs and alcohol or something, and they have no idea this is bipolar, for example, this is kundalini activated. So people don't know. So I want to spread the knowledge, because when my kundalini activated, I could see inside the body exactly the process, what the kundalini is doing. So, for example, we got three cells in the body, and this cells kundalini is doing for maybe a few months in the beginning. It's taking out those cells, and those cells are in the body because they actually protect our body from the photons from the sun, because when the seal is coming out from the body, there is more light coming to the body. So the seals are very good for that, because they protect the body, because when the light is coming to the body, then there is lots of information coming, and that has to be slower process, because people can become crazy because it's lots of information coming to the body. So the energy is actually taking out those cells, and then start working on the chakras, and then working on the nadis, parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, and all the blockages. So when energy is working inside the body, I could see what is exactly doing, how the energy looks, how the kundalini energy looks, what it's doing, where it's in the body, if it's inside the body or it's outside of the body. There is also two energies working together. So for example, the first thing which I find out, that whatever I thought, I think the energy was doing it. So for example, I said, if this energy can come to the brain, to the head, then the energy went quickly to the head. So that's why I'm teaching people about how to control the mind, because this is what the energy inside their bodies is doing it. So, but they are not aware of that right now, So so I could see all the blockages. There is lots of chakras are multidimensional, so it's macro and micro. So when the energy kundalini was clearing the chakras, it actually went macro, which is around the event that was so far away that even went to the central sun in the cosmos, which is macro, and inside the body went into micro. So micro and macro is the same, which is it's infinite. So the energy was working and working and working for many years on these chakras, And when I was working on this chakra, I could see the memory from past life and then all kinds of emotional emotions. I was clearing my emotions in the same time from the past lives, Mm-hmm. So kundalini energy is actually, when awakened, actually went also to the Mother Earth, to the core. So I could see how the core inside the earth looks. So this is like a gold lava inside the earth, and this energy actually connected to this lava. And I had, in the same time when I had this experience, there was probably, because my energy activated and I got all kinds of symptoms, which is I start to do a spontaneous movement. There was shaking in my body, spontaneous movement, shaking of the head. I could see like a TV, like you got the snow on TV. So there was some kind of shaking that you can see like snow on TV. So that was like reprogramming my brain. And I forgot everything. I couldn't remember even. I couldn't even remember how my friend's last name was, or basic things. I couldn't remember names of people or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So this energy came, and Jesus also showed up in the same time. But there was profound experience, and I talk about this in my videos. How was this exactly? I'm going to drink something because,
That's fine. Drink one. That's fine.
Because I have to have my voice normal.
Hey, that's fine.
So I can also help people, tell what to do to activate Kundalini, which is love, And the other things which I was doing sun gazing. Sun gazing. Here at Ratan Manek, this is the guy from India who came to my house, and we actually create 2 or 3 seminars in Chicago about sun gazing. He's a teacher about sun gazing, and he showed me exactly how to do sun gazing. So I start to do sun gazing, and this process actually helps me with this energy, probably activates my energy faster. So when the energy activated, I was doing sun gazing and I was doing meditation. There was Louis Hay meditation, this 30-day process, something like this. And after maybe 14 days, one day I was doing sun gazing, and my body starts to actually jump, like on the bed. I was sitting in the lotus position, and my body started to jump simultaneously. When I find out later, this was yoga kundalini, because someone who activate kundalini, they create yoga kundalini later. So whatever moves they have, and kundalini show them through their spontaneous movements, they become later Kundalini yoga or Kriya yoga, So this Kundalini start to doing all kinds of. So I was jumping, then I go spontaneous movements of my hands, then I have to move my body all circles, then I start to do mudras. Then I was so tired after maybe 2-3 hours of doing this. So I lay down and my body started to shaking, whole body started to shake, I will have epilepsy or something, you know what I mean? But before this happens, before all this shaking happens and movement, spontaneous movement, when I was meditating and doing the sun gazing, there was some, like a dark shadow came out from my back. And I become very light. So there was like a switch, something open, unlocked, and the black, I could see it through my eyes. The black shadow came out from my back. And then my body starts to actually doing all these movements. And then later, after maybe 4 hours in this bed, Jesus show up in my bed. I could feel the presence of Jesus. And Jesus told me, you see, my child, wherever you are fought, this is the symbol is my back, whatever you see on my back. This is the symbol of how you think and how everybody thinks. So this is the symbol. And then then give me poem, beautiful poem I wrote in Polish. Very nice poem, but I have to translate for English, about thoughts and how we judge ourselves.
Google pops up an ad. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, Jesus in this poem, which was very beautiful poem, he told me about, that our thoughts, it's very important not to judge ourselves, because whatever we judge ourselves or anything else, this is after later we got pain in our back, because this also, all this experience, the energy inside the body start to flowing, so something unlocked, and the energy was like moving around, okay, and start doing all kinds of movements, like a snake movement, you know what I mean? And then I went to the living room. I lay down in the same night. It was 4 hours later. I lay down on the floor. I'm not sure what's going on with me. I have no idea, but I have this peace in me, and I feel this God presence. There was like huge, like, I don't know how to say in English, but there was like this presence of God in all of this, like a divine experience. So later I went to this living room. I lay down on the floor, and massive energy, like from the cosmos, I could feel it from the above, was coming to my left leg and was moving partially through whole my body. Like usually I was meditating, and there was energy coming to my body, but it's coming usually to the heart, never come above the heart. And this time energy went through the heart and then went above and went to my brain. And that's why I got this shaking and CTV and reprogramming everything in my brain. And since then, the energy started to working inside the body and start to do these fast movements inside the nervous system and doing very fast movements and clearing all the blockages in the body. So this starts and was going on for maybe, 7 years. The 2 first years was the most like a dramatic years, which was very most intense because I couldn't do anything, because the massive energy from the cosmos coming to my brain, my head was opening, the energy was coming to the brain and then release in the body, and then I didn't have pain. But I had pain when the energy was coming through the head, so I had headache, And when this process was coming, then later I start writing, and I start have divine lecture from the divine, from the energy, and I was writing and I was inspiring people on Facebook, and I have to write, and I was doing a lot of writing, okay? So this process we've had was for maybe 2 years, like very aggressively, because my kundalini energy is spontaneously awakening me, but was very intense. So for example, if I went somewhere, the energy start to, because the kundalini energy, whoever show up in my aura, the energy went there and have to clear those people around me. So, for example, if I went to my dad, for example, and then I have to lay down on the floor. The energy went to my dad, cleared my dad, and I got shaking in the same time, okay? So whatever, like, kundalini go outside the body and was doing inside the body or outside the body, the energy was clearing my blockages or some other people's blockages, and when cleared, when firing these blockages, at the same time I could see everything what is doing it, because wherever kundalini went, there was my consciousness went there. So if kundalini went to some other human body, I could not do anything. The just kundalini went there. That's why I'm saying it's very intelligent, because went there by itself and was clearing these other people, and I could be inside their bodies. You know what I mean? So I could see which part of the body is sick or what kind of blockages was doing, what kind of, part of the body is doing the energy and what was healing, what was the healing. And then later even, I was telling the people, and they said they could feel it in the same parts of the body. So the energy, wherever I went, there was clearing other people, and in the same time I got shaking, because when the energy cleared the blockages, like, fire in the cloud, so this is like destroying of the blockage, and at the same time you got the shaking inside the body. So some other people can think this is like somebody is possessed. Like if they don't see that, right? If they don't see this inner body vision, they can see this is as somebody else is possessed, right? So that's why I'm actually also telling people about, nobody is possessed, but this person is usually activated, kundalini activated person, and this person is clearing somebody else, and that's why this person is actually having the shaking, okay? So wherever I went, I got this clearing all other people, and then I got shaking, right? And I got also pain in the body because of that, because whatever the energy is doing these blockages, sometimes the kundalini is also the light. The kundalini looks like a triangle, like the triangle of the dollar. That's why you got on the dollar the triangle, and the light above. You see all-seeing eyes. This is kundalini symbol too. So kundalini inside the body looks like a gold triangle, and there's like a light inside in the beginning of the triangle, which is going through this nadi and clearing all the blockages, right? So I could see all the blockages. I could see everything, whatever is doing in me or other people's bodies. Sometimes I was going to different places in the world, because my energy has to do some clearing in this area. So, for example, if I went to Kauai, or I moved in Chicago in few places, or I moved in California, or then I come back to Chicago, wherever I moved, the energy was clearing all the area, and I could see, like, right away there is, like, for example, construction. Wherever I go, there was, like, in the few days later, there was construction on the street. And the energy was improving the neighborhood, like, for example, Kauai, this area where I was living, Waimea, there was business actually growing up. And everything was growing around me. Wherever I went, everything was growing. You know what I mean? So this energy was clearing. So, for example, I was laying down. I was looking like I'm not doing anything, but this energy was always working. So I could feel I was exhausted sometimes, because this energy was always in movement. So even if I was in meditation or I was laying down, this energy inside my body was always like moving, and was clearing. So then I find out about Ho'oponopono, because I said when this kundalini awakened, the light awakened in me, right, I start to manifest quickly everything. So whatever I was thinking, oh, the glass falls down from the table, the glass falls down from the table. So I have to learn very quickly how to control the mind. So I find out about, you see, like my friends actually show up in my house, and he told me about this Ho'oponopono mantra. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So very quickly I start to clear my mind, because I have to be very responsible what I'm thinking, because what I'm thinking, the energy was going there and was doing this, whatever I was thinking. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to start to do this mantra. So I was doing, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, to each thought. So this is how I become like a Swami, the guy who controls his mind, okay? Because I was like clearing this mind, and this process took me like maybe 2 years. So I don't have any thoughts right now. I can choose the thoughts which I wanted to have, but I don't have like monkey mind in my mind, you know? So this energy, actually, whatever I was showing up, this was transforming everything. And I could not do anything. I was just only have to be very responsible and know what I'm thinking, because this energy was doing everything what I was thinking. So I even didn't want to meet with people, because whatever people talk to me, the energy was also doing it. So for me, it was better to be in seclusion. So because, for example, if people called me and they were like negative or they are like complaining, the energy was doing this more for them, okay? This is how energy works. So the energy is always in working. So this is how I find out about this process, and inside the body I could see everything. So when everything was cleared, the energy started to flowing like a wind inside the body. So there was no pain, because before was this nerve pain, and this nerve pain was going around and doing all kinds of movements. So people call this fibromyalgia too, you know, because they don't know that this is actually kundalini inside the body, you know. So also, what I found out is very important for the human body is to balance your T, which is dental. It's called dental proprioception. People can go on YouTube and find out dental proprioception. If there is no balance in T, that's why you got, how you call it, vampire story about vampire, another story about vampire. Vampire story is because you got those teeth, those big teeth, right, in front of you. So those teeth, why the story about vampire? Those teeth are very important. They are the most important in human body because they are the best conductor, which is transformer the energy from the brain to the body. So they are very important to have it, right? Because they are transforming energy from brain to the body, transforming the signal. So whatever we think in our brain, this is actually signaling and programming our body. So that's why the teeth are very important, you know. And it's very important the balance between upper and lower jaw. So they are straight, because all the teeth are actually transforming the energy from brain to the body. And there is some kind of, even the teeth worn off or something, there is not balance in the body, and the body starts to be sick. You get all kinds of sickness. And each teeth, it's actually connected to each part of the body. So we can see it. You can Google it. You know, someone can Google it if someone is interested of this. But this is through your teeth you can balance your energy besides your thoughts, you know. So what else is very important? Let me see. Do you have any questions, maybe?
Well, have you met any other people that's like you that went through this transformation?
Yes, yes. I met few people, and but I didn't meet people who knows who actually can explain like me inside the body. You know what I mean? Because I don't know why they have this similar symptoms, and they have symptoms like I have, but they cannot see inside the body. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those people actually come for me for sessions, and because they have the symptoms, so I explain to them how this works in the body, so they don't worry about this. They are not like afraid of this because I explain to them how this process works. So don't be afraid of this, and I tell them, how to work with the energy. How to work with the energy so the process is easier, not so spontaneous and not so aggressive, because sometimes it can be aggressive. There is a lot of people on the ER, they coming to the hospital because they don't know what's going on with them. They got some kind of like paralysis or something, but this is everything. It's connected to kundalini, okay? And all the paralysis people have, it's connected to kundalini, and it's connected also to the T. Because if the kundalini is activated and the T are not balanced, then this happen all kinds of paralysis, and people cannot move for some few days or something, or some parts of the body are paralyzed,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I met few people. Similar experience to me had Gopi Krishna, and I'm not sure about Krishnamurti, and do you know about Gopi Krishna?
A little bit.
Yeah, so Gopi Krishna has similar experience, but so he had this experience like I had, like strange, totally experience, I got, and I very quickly find out that I have to control the mind, because whatever I was thinking, for example, I was thinking about aliens show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was thinking about some kind of, entity show up, you know what I mean? So, So everything, when you have kundalini activated, I'm talking about when we got kundalini activated, whatever we think, it's actually in front of you. It's in front of you right away. So I am actually on Facebook. You see, I never even post anything what is conspiracy theory, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was reading about this, and actually this happened to me. I got electromagnetic frequency weapons on me. They shooting at me. You know what I mean? They are coming to my house. I couldn't do anything. I didn't know how to deal with that because I was shot always with the electromagnetic frequency. So because I was reading about this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this is very quickly, for example, I wake up one morning, and then, I just wake up from the bed, and then I got like some shots, like in my back, and I was only doing like this, and I have to lay down, and for 3 days I was out of order, and this energy in my body, wherever I was shot with some electromagnetic frequency, the energy went there quickly to this place, wherever was shot, when I was shot, and was start to unwinding this, because if the electromagnetic frequency was actually shutting me, they were shutting me in one place, but there was like a spider web, because it's actually spider web around whole your body. So energy starts to work on this big thing which came to my body, energetic thing, like a chip, like an implant, you know what I mean? And then starts to unwinding this whole web which was on my whole aura. There the shot was from one side only, but there was like simultaneously there was like whole web on my whole aura, which I have to again, clear this, and there was like a process, like never-ending process, okay? So I learned very quickly that I cannot think, I cannot read, I cannot think negatively, I cannot read anything negativity. And also, for example, this is like one tip for people, point for people, like if you read something and if the words are negative, like the article is negative, this article is from the mind and it's scaring. This is when the article you read, it's scaring you. This is the article from the mind, someone who is not conscious, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when you read the article which is love, like inspiring, this is the article which is from conscious person. So it's very important what you read, what you listen, music, of course, right? Mm-hmm. And what you read, because when you're reading, you actually programming this your brain and then you programming for, and it's happening in your life. Whatever you judge, your soul wants to experience this. Whatever you judge, you judge situation, people, place, this energy, the soul wants to experience this, so you can learn about this. So the best way is not to judge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So important thing when Kundalini is activated, this is all divine, and you feel you got all kinds of experience, like a divine experience. Always you have this connection with God. Always is spirit with you. And in the beginning, I just forgot to tell you guys this. In the beginning, like maybe after 3 months, after activation, my spot here on the above heart opens, and there was like huge, massive energy come to my, like above the heart, but they were so powerful. There was like a God energy came into the body, and there was like this experience was like I could feel like so, like power from this energy came to my body, okay? And so I can translate this to, like, Christian or Catholic, they say that spirit came into the body, right? So this was actually this experience. Spirit came to the body. So when the Kundalini starts to clear the body, which is Kundalini, but it's also the light. I'm talking about Kundalini because I want to point people to this direction, not because I'm proud of that or something, but I wanted to point to this direction because there is the most information about this transformation of human body. So when you read about Kundalini, then you can learn more about transformation. Because in church, in Christian or Catholic, they don't say about this. They just say spirit coming to the human body, but they don't say exactly how it works, So that's why I'm talking about Kundalini, but this is the light. Kundalini is the light. It's this triangle, the gold triangle, like you see in the church, and the light inside. So this energy, this light, it's working on the body, and when clearing all these nadis inside the body, the more nadis and blockages is clear, the more spirit is coming to your body. The more clearing in the body, the more spirit is coming to the body. So then it's more spirit coming, and then you become as a spirit, and you walk as a spirit. So whatever you do from the spirit. Whatever spirit tells you, because if you don't do anything good, the moment Kundalini awaken, you have to do everything what is moral and what is good for human and for highest good of all. Because if you don't do this, then you have tremendous pain in the body, and then you got the hit by the spirit, just hit you with something. You got some kind of experience which they teach you. Something happened to you which they teach you. So it's very important to be moral, and it's very important to be good for yourself and for everybody around you. And this is what this energy is actually teaching you, to teach you morals and how to be good for the highest good of all and how to be in service. And you got this inside, you got this drawn to be in service, and other things which is working on other stuff, it's not important because it's just money, right? You work because you need to have money, but this actually is about being in the service. And I had so much urge to actually spread this information so more people will awaken, you know what I mean? More people will awaken and more people will feel good. So I inspire people to positivity. So this energy in the body transforming everything, transforming me and transforming everything around me. So whoever even come to my Facebook or whoever come to my YouTube channel, even when they listen, I don't have to say anything. I can say blah, 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 you know, but this energy, the spirit in me, through eyes, through voice, is going and healing people, okay? Mm-hmm. So, and also one thing what I want to say also is use your own language for healing. So start to speak to you with gentle voice. I love you to yourself. I love you to yourself. And then you also can do from your higher self, go as a God. From your higher self, you can go outside your body, in your mind, go outside of your body, and from above, you say to yourself, as a God, I love you. I love you. And the more, you know, say it, the often you say it, the better for you. Because when you say this, I love you, you start to healing process in your body and do it in the gentle voice. And when you say this geometric forms, which is I love you, which is also the triangle, it's coming to your body and start to working on your body. I love you. And the more you say I love you to yourself, the more this geometry in your body is changing for this triangle geometry body, and then you can love yourself more. So the more you say I am pure divine love, I love you to yourself, then there is more geometric forms. It is actually changing the structure in your body, and then you're more conscious, and more connection to God, of course.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you met or dealt with anyone that is a non-believer in the divine or God? And if so,
yes.
how do you deal? How do you talk to them about what your experience?
I transform them so they believe it. They are believer now. They believe it, and I got and actually, my boyfriend, he was not believer, okay? And when he started to live with me on Kauai, he saw me and he saw all this shaking and everything. And then he started to see all this miracle happens because there was also all kinds of strange experience happens, you know. Mm-hmm. Whatever you think is happening, whatever I say to him was happening. So he doesn't know what's going on, right? So I tell you something, he was living with me for 1 or 2 years. I don't remember right now. I'm probably 1 year. But I knew him for like 3 years or 4 years. And I did oneness blessing, which is I did activation on his body in Chicago 1 year before. And I said to him, 1 year, wait 1 year, because after 1 year you will see the difference in whatever happens in your life and everything. So I did this activation in him, and exactly 1 year later, he called me and he said, Sylwia, something happened in my body. I don't know what's going on, but something is happening, around my life, in my life, So then I meet with him, and he said to me that he's got all kinds of this experience, like, about thinking or some miracles happen in his life, and he was not believer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Kauai with my brother, and he came after me. He came after me to Kauai. After me, 3 months later, he came to Kauai. He sold everything in Chicago, and he came to Kauai. He just come to visit first, and then there was all kinds of miracles happening, of course. And he said, "Oh my God, what's going on? These divine miracles, right?" He could feel love, and he could feel, this peace, this peace energy, harmony, and everything, and all kinds of miracles start to happen. So then he come back. He took me. Actually, he asked me if I want to go with him to Maui, because he was going for Wayne Dyer seminar. So I said, you know what, maybe I go. Okay, so I went with him to Maui, and in Maui was one experience, and I said to him like this. We were in Maui for 1 year, and I said to him that maybe second or third day we were coming to the south of Maui, where is those black beaches, and we were driving the car in the morning, and I said, today we're going to see Jesus. And he said to me, he was laughing, of course. I said, and I was like, we're going to see Jesus. Today we're going to see Jesus. And I was saying like a few times that today we're going to see Jesus. And you know what happened? We come back from these black beaches on the night. We're coming back like maybe 12 o'clock at night. And we are driving the car, and there was exactly Jesus walking on the street.
Oh, wow.
Long hair, beard, long, clothes, like Jesus. You know what I mean? Like Jesus. And he was scared. I said, so stop the car. He was so scared, he didn't stop the car. But that was so profound. And since then, he started to believe,
Oh, wow.
And then on Kauai, he saw UFO. He saw all kinds of experience. He starts to meditate. He starts to control the mind with me, of course. And then he had go somewhere, and whatever, always something happened to him. I said, I said to him something, and I said, maybe you're not supposed to go right now or something. He went, and then something happened to him that, whatever I was saying, that was correct, So then, whatever I was meditating on Kauai, he was working for Polish TV,
Mm-hmm.
He was working for Polish TV when he was in Poland. So he was journalist. So he likes to write. So I said to him, because I was meditating, and whenever after meditation I had profound knowledge, profound wisdom coming to me, and I was actually talking to him and to my brother. So whatever came to me, this wisdom, I was talking, and I said to him, write this wisdom because you're going to write the book. So he started to write this wisdom, whatever I was giving to him, and he actually, 2 years ago, I think, he wrote the book, and there's the book in Poland,
Mm-hmm.
So he started to believe, and he's a believer, and he believes in God,
Wow.
So, because also, because there is some kind of, even when I touch people, or because this energy is coming from me, right? So when I touch people, I transform them. So sometimes I don't even say anything, but I just hug people, and then I already know those people show up in my life, so I can touch them by God's hands, by Jesus' hands, by Spirit hands, by divine hands, and I don't say anything right now. I even start to be more a business person right now, but I don't tell people, even if I meet them or something, they can feel my energy. They can feel this different energy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
can you like right now where we're talking, or people you talk to on a telephone or long distances? Can you? I mean, can you read that person uh, like their energy or type of person they are or anything like that?
yes, I can read.
Oh,
You got similar energy to me, you know that, and you are my soulmate.
oh, how do you? Okay, you kind of got me on that one.
You got very good connection with me, and you can feel it. That's why we're doing this interview. You know what I mean? Because you actually, we are, one of our energies are the same. You know, so you got similar, and we got the same energy. Actually, you know, one of the energies, we got the same energy, and the other energy, we are soulmates. So we got very, very good connection, you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And we have also a past life experience, of course.
And so you're saying we've had a past life experience together?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you can feel it, right? Can you feel it or no? You see? I know that you can feel it because I can feel your energy. And you actually, you can feel my energy too, you know?
Yeah, that's. I don't know why I've been drawn to you ever since I've seen you on Facebook, and I've watched a lot of your videos and stuff, and I don't know why, but it was just like I got to get this lady on the show and find out more about her.
Yeah, because we are soulmates. So, for example, there is like usually when I see some people interview or some other people interview other people, I can see that they have connection. They always have connection because it's because you are drawn to me, you see, because we got connection.
Mm-hmm.
And you are not drawn to some other people which they are maybe great in something or something, but it's not connection for you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's the connection is important. And for example, if we will be together like sitting in one house or something, we will be like talking, you know what I mean? We will be talking because we have connection from past life and we got good connection, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's true, and I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you mentioned something earlier that you was able to see in the past. How far back in the past can you see or have you seen?
In my life? Okay, so past, for example, past reincarnation of mine was Piłsudski. Józef Piłsudski. Józef Piłsudski was, do you know him or no?
No. No.
Okay, Józef Piłsudski was one of the military guy. I don't know if he was general. He was very high in military, and everybody loved him in Poland because he was after he was after people, not after government. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So this Piłsudski, how I find out about this? I had, when my energy activated, I have inside my body, I could feel the energy inside my body. There is not my energy from now, you know what I mean? So I could feel there is some kind of entity in my body. And then I was like very mad because I don't like it when something is in my body because I'm very quickly, I know if something is in my body, right? So I was kind of mad, but I cannot be mad, but I was like kind of like with this power. I said, who is in my body? And this energy said to me, Piłsudski.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like saying, but I tell you the story before, but I didn't know about this Piłsudski, but my friend, actually my ex-husband, was always calling me Józek, okay, Józek. And this was actually his name, Józek, which is Joseph, okay? So my ex-husband calling me Józek, okay, so there was one thing. It was strange. And then my other friend, Andrew, he used to come to my house very often, and he always said to me that I move and my forehead or my act, it's like Piłsudski. It's like this guy, you know. And I'm like, okay. And he's calling me also Józek, okay? And he was calling me Piłsudski, but I forgot about this. I totally forgot about this. But then, when an energy activated, this energy inside my body, he said that he's Piłsudski. And I'm like, so what do you do this? What do you do here? And he said, so why are you here? Because he said that's because I love your lifestyle, because I have very, I have all kinds of distinguished parties, like wine, beautiful people coming to my house. So he said, I love your lifestyle. And I said to him like this, so, but right now I got different lifestyle. I don't drink wine anymore, I don't do parties. I am meditation. And he said, you know what he said? And he said, yes, I know, and it's boring. So you know what I mean? I was like, so, and then he starts to actually giving me the information for politician people and for government. And he gives me the information about, like, what is the government, what is politics, what is sports, what is the religion, And he gives me the information, the wisdom like this. Government is the symbol, so we can learn how to govern our bodies. Politicians are the symbols, so we can learn how to make a conversation with other people, right? Sports are sports. I forgot about sports. What was the sports? Sports are the symbol about competition and cooperation. So we not compete, we don't use competition with other people, but we are cooperate with other people. And religion is to connect us with the spirit. So it's just a connection to the spirit, because any kind of religions lead us to the spirit. You know what I mean? So this Piłsudski gives me those all wisdoms. So don't blame government, don't blame politicians, because this is all the symbols. Whatever it exists over there, it exists in our body, right? So I said to this Piłsudski, so now you can go to the light. So actually this energy actually transformed to the light, but then later on Kauai, which you said if I met some enlightened people. Okay, so I met on Kauai, and I tell you the story. Do you want to hear the story?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's actually connected. So when I met one enlightened person in Kauai, I met also enlightened people in California, and they teach about kundalini, because when my kundalini activated, I didn't know what's going on, so I was looking everywhere because I got this so spontaneous movements, and I don't know what my body is doing. All kinds of, I have to sit in a lotus position with my head down for 4 hours, for example, all kinds of stuff, right? But in Kauai, and when I was on Kauai by myself and my brother, I was always like walking, and I didn't have money. I sold car, and we got for a few months on Kauai. We got some money, but then we didn't have money, so we just walk. We didn't have car or anything. We just walked to the long time to the store, and always in the store papayas. was one guy, which is his name was Joshua. He called himself Joshua, and he was always sitting in this. So I started to talk to him, and I could see very quickly that this guy is very enlightened person. So after when I had this house, because I was actually renting the room with some other people, very beautiful people also on Kauai. The one who wrote the book about twin flames, one of the authors, Gabrielle Hartwell, she was living with me. So, but later I moved to this house. When my friend came from Chicago, we moved to this house, 3 of us, which is me, my brother, and my boyfriend. And there was not my boyfriend at the time, but later he became my boyfriend. But we moved to this house, and we still go to the store. And I saw this guy. So I find out this man, this Joshua, he doesn't have a house. So I asked him if he wants to come to our house. So we took him, and he was living with us for 3 months. So I was meditating, and he was meditating. He was similar like me. He had to meditate all the time. And he was living by the church, on Kauai. So Joshua was a very enlightened person, and he was actually, I was learning from him a lot of things. And one of the things he teach me that the love, what kind of vibration, the love and the compassion is one of the highest vibration in the world. So whatever happening in your world, okay, the love and compassion is the most higher frequency. So whatever is happening in people's experience, if you got some kind of difficult experience, always use the frequency, the vibration of love and compassion, okay, for everything. So this is what he teach me. And also he starts to speaking the light language. And I was very inclined to this because I speak light language right now too. But I actually, when I was in his presence, he was always in my house, I could feel this intense energy because he was transforming the light energy from the sun, and I was transforming the energy from the sun. And that was funny because my boyfriend and my brother, they are kind of like, my brother was spiritual, but my boyfriend totally didn't believe it, right? So for them was very also intense energy, powerful energy, because there was 2 people which transforming the light all the time, right? The light. So he was transforming, he was meditating, and he used to use his hands. And then, because I was in his presence, all this, his wisdom came to me, and my wisdom came to him, because I start to speak light language, and I start to move my hands like he was moving his hands in the directions like clearing other people's aura, So, so he was very, very, very enlightened person, and then after 2 months or 3 months, he just disappeared one day. He didn't put even card or anything to say anything. He just disappeared. And then later I was like, oh my God, where is this Joshua? He was so nice, and he was also very nice a teacher for my boyfriend and for Jacob, for my brother. So he teach them from the men perspective, because there was good for me, because I was teaching and sharing my wisdom from my perspective, but always is better when men is saying that, right? For men, right? Men actually get it quicker, faster, So that was actually good for them that he was in the house, and actually I was happy that he was in the house. And because he helped me also with whatever I got some question or something, he was helping me to, if I got some question, I was thinking about some subject and I was thinking this way, and he was actually saying that, oh, I'm correct or something, And so he disappeared. And then too, maybe 3 months later, we find him again. He was homeless. He didn't have house. So we took him again to the house. So he spent with us again maybe 2-3 months. And then later he disappeared. And then later, we actually spent all our money. My boyfriend has money. He spent his own money too. So we didn't have money. So we actually become homeless. My brother left to California, to my other brother, and we become homeless. So we live in the beaches. So 1 week in this beach, because when you are, for example, half a year on Kauai, that you can live free on the beaches. You don't have to pay because if you are resident, So we are living on the beaches for a few months, for 1 month or something. And then we met Joshua again. And we say to Joshua, we do have a house now. And he said, really? You don't have a house? And we said, no, we spend all our money. We don't have money. So, you know what happened? Joshua, who was homeless, he said to us, okay, let's go. And we came to the car. We went to some place. We went to some guy who was in the house, which was no walls. The house he was living in the house without the walls. And then he said to him that they said the story about, we helped him and everything. And this other man from this house, which without the walls, he said to us, let's go. And he bring us to some house, beautiful house on the beach. And we spent maybe 2 or 3 months on this house on the beach for free. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there was like one of the miracles, happened, We are like on the beach. We have our own beach, our own house for 3 months free, So there was beautiful experience. But this man, actually this enlightened man said to me, Sylwia, this Pilsudski, it's you. It's still you. This is your energy. So from past life. So I was this Pilsudski. And also, when I checked energetically, I have energy. I'm not sure if I should say. Should I say or no?
That's up to you.
Okay, maybe not. I'm not going to say, but maybe someday I say. I said it on Facebook, but I'm not going to say. But anyway, so I was this Pilsudski. Then before I was Indian person, like Native American person. I saw myself on the horse, and I was man on the horse, And I saw myself as an Indian. And then also I saw many faces from like aristocratic families, aristocratic families. And you know how you can check your reincarnations? Yes. How?
You talking about DNA, or you talking about your reincarnations? If it's your reincarnations, no, I don't know.
No, you can. No, DNA you can check. So this is different story. But if you want to see your, actually reincarnation, how you look, you go to the mirror. There is little light, dim light, and then look at the mirror. And after like few maybe minutes, you start to see faces. But this is different. This is kind of like a tool for that, But what I'm talking about Pilsudski and Native Americans, and also I feel connection to Isis and Cleopatra, Isis and Cleopatra, and I feel connection to Babaji, and like I said, Yogananda, Saint Germain, and Jesus, and Rama. So this is my connection, which I feel the connection. And energetically, I could feel I have this energy in me, like Jesus energy I have, like everybody has Jesus energy, you know what I mean? Like Christ consciousness, right? Mm-hmm. But when energy awakens in the body, you got the feeling that you are Jesus, okay?
Okay.
So everybody who has Kundalini activation, they in the beginning they think they are Jesuses. They are next Jesuses because this is how profound it is. Because you got lots of pain, you got lots of pain on your back, and the energy is moving in your back, and wherever the energy is moving, it's like the snake is moving in your body, and there is like a pain because the energy is working on the blockage and wants to fire the blockage, and in the moment where it's firing, you got like this pain, like you go to the dentist and you got this nerve root canal nerve pain. So this is this kind of pain you have, okay? So if you have this kind of pain, you feel like you have Jesus, like you are Jesus and you are on the cross and you got all this, pain in your body, okay? So this is like, you feel like you are in Jesus, okay? Like a lot of people who got Kundalini activated, they felt like they are Jesuses, And then later they become like, oh, and you are Jesus too? Oh, and you are Jesus too? So we are all Jesuses.
Well, have you ever dealt with like negative energy to your positive energy?
Yes, and that was huge. Okay, so, but I'm not talking about this. So one of those energies was this this electromagnetic frequency, which I was shocked. I was like from the far, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that was for many years. I had people are following me, and people with some kind of machines, like some kind of machines following me, and they're doing something to the machines, and I could feel pain in my body, this kind of stuff. There was like stuff from the movies, okay? So I got all kinds of like alien. I got, for example, I tell you about. Did you know about reptilian, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we are all reptilians, okay? This is another wisdom for people, because people wants to separate from themselves from everything, and we have in our body, we have all the universe, okay? So we got everything in our body. So we got also reptilian. So when before my Kundalini awaken, I have some experience, like out-of-body experience all the time. When I was sitting on the computer, my energy going outside of the body. Then I got some levitation experience before, like I can stand and then I go a little bit up on the above the floor. And when I was meditating, my energy was always coming outside of my body. And then when Kundalini activates, the energy is coming out and in all the time. Okay, so right now it's coming out and in all the time. So I don't have to say out of body experience, because it's like totally outside. I'm always outside and inside, so I don't have the difference now. Okay, but before there was the difference. But for example, when you start to see yourself in the beginning, for example, I saw myself in the beginning and in the mirror, so I saw myself as a big, huge reptilian, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can be reptilian too, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I can be Jesus and I can be reptilian, okay? So because we have everything in our body. So when I saw this reptilian, I was so scared, and I'm like, oh my God, that's me? You know what I mean? Because instead of my body, my little body, I was huge body, like 6 or 7 feet, huge body in the mirror. And there was like ugly face, totally ugly.
Wow.
So I realized later that we have everything in our body, because then later I can see all kinds of faces. So I saw reptilians. So in the beginning, I was seeing this reptilian all the time. And then later, when this kundalini awakened, I could not see reptilian anymore, you see, and I could not see other faces anymore. I saw those faces and I see reptilian before my kundalini activated.
Mm-hmm.
So when kundalini activated, it's clearing everything. It's clearing the reptilian thing from you. It's clearing all this past reincarnation, past experience. So when this clearing, you can see faces, you can see the situations, what was you can see the 18th centuries, you can see the 17th centuries, you can see all this stuff when this happens, you know. But so for example, I couldn't do anything because this process was so intense, and there was a lot of going on inside the body. So inside the body was like movement all the time. This light was moving and was doing something. So I could feel like I can have a child right now. Like little child is always crying, okay? Because I couldn't sleep at night because this energy was always moving and always doing something with those blockages. Like clearing the blockages. So but before Kundalini also, I could see in my room, in my bedroom, in my home, I could see the fairies.
A what?
Fairies, you know, fairies, like fairy tale story. Fairies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fairies.
So, yeah, so I could see them every night when I was meditating, and they are flying around my house, my living, my bedroom, and I could see them all the time, and they are like size of the hand, and they are invisible, so you can see through them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can see through them, and they are like with wings, and they have human bodies, okay? So, and also, I could see when people died, for example, or people will die, I could see that. And when people die, they come to me and they can say something. So I was always like, didn't want to tell people that, oh, your mom came and she said something to me to tell you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I was telling these people, and I'm not sure if they think I'm crazy or something, but there was always when somebody dies and wants to give me the message for something, they come to me, and then I can see them also as a geometric form, as a Merkaba. And they actually telling me the stories, okay? And what I was before. Also, I got like vision, for example, that I am like a ninja, and I got some kind of work to do, okay, in my dreams. Like in the dreams, for example, I have to go under the oceans, and I got always this feeling that I can breathe under the water, okay? And I got always the feeling that I will never die. I got always the feeling that I can walk through the walls. I got always the feeling that I can fly, okay? I got always this feeling that we can do everything we want. And we can live many years. We don't have to die, because dying is, of course, programming of your brain, right? So they program you, and then everybody thinks that they have to die. But we don't have to die, because if we start to say mantra, I am immortal, and you start to say this, then you're going to activate part of your brain for this, actually, that you can live immortally a long time, like Babaji is living, right? And some other Saint Germain, Jesus, and they are actually living. They didn't die. They live, okay? And there is also also I see, alien was working on my body, like alien faces working on my body, and some kind of looks like construction, cars working on your body, like this is invisible, like you got some kind of like operation all the time on your body, like when you saw this Bjork, the song Love. You can watch, some people can watch, whoever wants to watch Bjork. The name of the song is Love. You watch this is exactly how the kundalini, and there's some kind of like tool, like machines is working on your body. So it's coming out your heart, the machine is taking out your heart, and it's doing with your heart and putting back your heart to your body, okay? So this kind of visions I had, which is not visions because there was always in meditation, so I can see everything, right? And then I have the visions. Alien was working on my body. Many times I was taken to the like a ship, alien ship, and I was in the ship, and they did something to me, and then I come back. Then I have also this mission, like I have to do some work. Like when my kundalini activated, I have to do some work, which that was negative because some entities using my energy, they was using my energy for something, and I didn't know for what was used my energy for. But I know they was using my energy.
Wow.
So, and they were so spooky, they were so strange, because I was always exhausted, I didn't have energy, and I was doing always some things, like I have to go like in the ninja clothes, and I have to go under the water, and I know where it was. There was by Kauai, under the water, there was like a bases, military bases, but this ocean bases, and I always have to do take some paper, and I like have to do fast, all kinds of stuff like this happening to me. So sometimes, when I was laying down and this energy was working, like the walls was opening, and some, like I could feel this extraterrestrial energy in my room, And I said to them one day, that's it, because I was so tired of them,
Mm-hmm.
There was this negative. I was so tired, and I said, that's it. And I find, I have to find out tools, what I can do so they cannot use my energy anymore. You know what I mean? Because this kundalini energy is divine energy, but if someone, they can use it sometimes. You know what I mean? If you don't control the mind, right?
Right.
So I have to learn some tools, and I know those tools, what to say, what to do, so they cannot use your energy. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
it's also connected to mind control, your mindfulness. Okay, so the mindfulness is the most important in this. But when you are sovereign being, and you become sovereign beings, and you release all the data, all the patterns, all the info from your physical, mental, emotional, astral, eternal bodies, and all the other bodies, and you become sovereign being, nobody can touch you,
Mm-hmm.
And nobody can use your energy. But there is some forces that use that people's energy. They use people's energy. And that's why alcohol, that's why drugs, because people are drinking alcohol, people are using drugs, people are smoking, and in the same time, those forces actually using your energy, your valuable love energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got all kinds of experience. I could talk about it and talk and talk and talk.
Well, and I appreciate it. I mean, it's been an amazing show. I mean, we're right at almost out of time, and I got to get you back on the show sometime soon, because I didn't even get to go into a lot of questions I was wanting to ask. You was bringing up questions as we were going along.
You see, because I have this process for 10 years, so I have lots of wisdom, and I start to, I stopped to read books when energy awakened, you know. I could not read books, so all the wisdom I have, all this knowledge I have, and I'm spreading the knowledge was from the energy, from kundalini energy, from this light, you know. And this light, I want to people know, do not be afraid of kundalini energy, because this is light energy in the body, and it's transforming human body to Christ consciousness body. So it's good energy, and people who had kundalini, they cannot do anything wrong, okay? Because if they will be doing something wrong, they will be punished, okay? So that will become punished by God, which is kundalini, which is light, which is spirit, which is all of that is all the same thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, only questions I got left is, you know, what's your plans for the rest of 2019, and if people, you know, if you have a website or something, people want to contact you, or, you know, talk to you, or got any comments or thoughts, how can they get in touch with you?
Rodney, I don't have a plan. I cannot plan, because
Okay.
God is laughing. God is laughing when I plan, because whatever I plan doesn't work for many years. Okay, so I can be only in the now moment, which is here and now always. So I am here and now always. But what I would like to do, I would like to be more active in, like, helping people, for example, working in the school or something, or having some center for meditation and mindfulness. So, for example, if whoever is listening right now and they want to open the business and they have money to invest, you know, and they want to, for example, cooperate with me, I invite you guys, because I would like to open something like this, and I would like to help people, and also I can work in schools, or I can, you know, help people everywhere. You know, I mean, I can go even to the businesses and I can say what is not good or what is good in the business. You know what I mean? So I can, like, transform the business, whatever. You know, whoever got the business, I can transform everything. I activate light energy in the body, so I activate people's light in their body, and then I activate their healing for their healing. So I teach them how to heal themselves, right? Because we are all healers. So I teach people that. And I got a lot of information on my YouTube channel, and I have a lot of information on my Facebook. And if someone wants to contact me, they can contact me through Facebook, Sylwia Giza, Sylwia Giza, and YouTube the same, Sylwia Giza, and this is the easiest way, you know. And you can also, you know, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you can sign for my Facebook, because I got daily inspirational videos, or I spread some knowledge, you know, inspire people every day. And I'm very grateful for you guys that you can listen to me, and I'm grateful for you that you interviewing me, Rodney, and you're my soulmate. And thank you so much, everybody who's gonna listen later maybe. And thank you, Rodney, and thank you all the people. Thank you, God. Thank you, all light beings. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everything.
Well, thank you so much. It's been truly an honor to have you on. And like I said, we'll work something out and try to get you back on soon, and so that way we can talk more, because I've enjoyed this.
You enjoyed it? Did you like it? Was it interesting?
Oh yes, it's very interesting. Now, besides just seeing the photos and watching your YouTube channel, I'm actually, you know, it's more of a conversation now, and it's fascinating and wonderful and all. I mean, you just make me feel all fuzzy inside.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rodney. And I talk to you next time. And God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Sylvia. You have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I want to thank Sylvia for coming on the show. Like I said, nothing but respect for her and what she's doing. And if I don't work this out with Google, I'm gonna punch my computer. But anyway, like I said, we're gonna try to get her back on soon because she's fascinating. There's a whole list of questions I didn't even get to because when I started a conversation, it just went. I just build off the conversation with questions from there. So everybody, it's Labor Day weekend coming up. Everybody be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Next Thursday night, September 5th, our special guest will be Chris Houston. So like I said, everyone have a great weekend. Good night. Nothing but love. Let me see if I can get this off here so I can. Oh, Google. Oh, gosh, please stop it. You're killing me. Let's see. There it is. Bye-bye. That's it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone that took the time to listen in. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Vibe Radio Network and to Ryan for putting up with us. Also to all the first responders and our men and women in the armed services. Thank you for your service and the sacrifices that you and your families make every day to keep our great nation safe. Tune in next week to another exciting show starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone can go to our Facebook page Within the Chaos, and don't forget to like our page to see upcoming guests along with past shows, postings, or you can also go to my website at www.blackdiamondps.org or blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. Also, we have a YouTube channel, so go to YouTube, look up Within the Chaos for past shows. Thanks again. Until next week, everyone have a safe weekend and have a good night. And love you all. Be careful out there.
I'm sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!